Film fans of YouTube, hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh, your movie apprentice, and today I am going to be looking at No Hard Feelings, directed by Gene Stupnitsky and starring Jennifer Lawrence and Michael Feldman. In No Hard Feelings, we follow Maddie, who is about to lose her home and, in desperation, accepts a job by some helicopter parents in order to date their son to bring him out of his shell before he goes to Princeton University. And as you can expect, there is a lot of hilarity and shenanigans that do ensue. Before I get into my review, if you do like what you see on the channel and love movies like myself, click that like button and subscribe for more content like this coming all the time, as I do intend to get a fair few reviews out over these next coming days. But without further ado, let's dive into this. So going into this, I honestly thought that it was going to be quite predictable. The plot reminds me very much of a movie called Failure to Launch, which for a similar premise of hiring a woman to help get the son to basically come out their shell. But in that case, it was to get the son to move out of the home, whereas this is more about bringing the introvert out of his shell. The son in this is named Percy, and he has an interesting little arc. I will say that I feel like over the course of the movie, he does come out of his shell fairly quickly. He goes from a complete crippling, terrified of everything introvert into being fairly competent rather fast over the course of this movie. I have to say that for me, the comedy in this, as it is mainly a comedy, can be categorized into two main forms of comedy. That is the shock comedy and the it's funny because it's true comedy, and that them two types intersect quite frequently in this. And while I did get a few good laughs from this, there are some moments as well that the jokes did fall flat. Lawrence and Feldman do have a strong chemistry in this. They very much are the core with this, and they do bounce off each other really well. Jennifer Lawrence is constantly showing that she is a good actress. I will admit that I wrote her off quite a few years ago due to her phoning it in with her franchise movies. But after Mother and then this, she shows that she does have the range and the ability to really carry a film on her back. And the dynamic that she shares with Feldman in this is what really carries this. Because when it comes to side characters like Maddie's friends and such, their arcs and stories are quite weak. There is a couple that Maddie is friends with where one of them just comes out with some of the most obscene lines possible. And while it's funny at first, it does get old really, really quickly. But I do have to give the film a little bit of praise for the fact that it goes in directions I did not expect. There are moments where the film does delve into more serious aspects and really delves into the personality and the reason characters are the way they are. And at times, the film will go from this very crass, crude comedy into almost like an Oscar baity picture with some cinematography. There are legit shots that you'll see straight out of these melodramatic Oscar baity pictures that seemingly always follow a really funny moment. Now, the comedy in this is really good, like I have said, and for the most part, when it's these two bouncing off each other, that's where it is the strongest, and some of the biggest laughs are from, like I say, some of the shock comedy. Some of it are very over the top, I can't believe you said that moments, but there are other moments where you expect something a lot bigger, and it's something a lot smaller than what you expect, and that's where the joke comes in, and the film does a very good job of carrying that aspect of it. I do like where the film went and how it concluded and how arcs were resolved when it came to our main two cast members, but the rest of the characters in this didn't really do much for me in the long haul. Now, the Crude comedy does have its moments. There was a great little sequence on the beach that just had me in absolute stitches and was absolutely no nonsense, and I'm surprised that scene made it into this movie, especially even with the kind of movie it is. The actors involved that are in it, it's quite surprising to see them go down that route. The script isn't always the strongest. It's mainly the actors that really carry the screenplay within this, and I do like how it dives into the problems that people with a lot of money and people that don't have a lot of money do come into terms with. There are themes of the gap between the rich people that move to these quiet towns and the way they price out the little guys. And it is mentioned quite a bit, but it's never truly fully explored. There are a couple of seemingly antagonistic forces that show up in this that don't really leave a mark. But for me personally, I thought No Hard Feelings was a fun time at the movies. It was better than I expected, and I had to give it extra points for the fact that it does go in directions that I personally did not expect. But I will say that, like I say, the comedy is hit and miss. A lot of the side characters are a bit of a letdown. So, with all that being said, I personally am going to have to say that for me, No Hard Feelings is a tea that needs more sugar. So, No Hard Feelings, have you seen it? If you have, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. What was your favourite part of this movie? Do feel free to subscribe for more video content like this coming all the time. I plan to review over the next few days Asteroid City, Greatest Days, and I'm debating doing a very late review of The Flash. I know it's been out for a while. I only just saw it the other day, and I do have things to say about that. So we'll see when we get there. But until next time, everybody, my name is Josh. I have been Movie Apprentice, and I'll see you all in the next video.